talk about this afternoon. Sorry about the impromptu live stream. I haven't had a chance to talk to you guys for a couple of days. Apologize about that. Sorry, I didn't fully come prepared either. But like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Road to 8,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, the share button, and let's get today's video started. To live stream start, that is. And we'll talk about a few things this afternoon. Preston Smith being signed. Welcome back, Preston Smith. Also, we'll talk about some other roster moves we've made recently, like the Chase Edmonds move and guys going to IR and things of that nature. So, like, comment, subscribe, let's get this video started. Welcome back to the PSN Commands. That was your boy Tonka A Tech. I'm back on a video. If I get told, glory to God. For God's right now, God's open doors and pay way for opening doors and implement today's video. I'm here about the Washington Commanders. If I get too far into today's video, however, or live stream, that is, quick verse of the day. This is from Romans chapter 12, verse 2. It says as follows: do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, and you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. Amen. So that's today's verse of the day. Let's get right into the activities. So welcome back, Preston Smith. 32-year-old edge rusher was drafted by the Washington Redskins back in 2015 in the second round by Scott McCloughan. Played his first 4 seasons here before leaving to go to Green Bay. After going to Green Bay for a few years and having some really, really good years in Green Bay, he was traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers last year for a 7th round pick. Did not do much in Pittsburgh, but now he is here. After the Dietrich Wise quad tear, which sucks for Dietrich, prayers up the bro. But welcome back, Preston Smith. Now, what has Preston Smith done in the league so far that I kind of want to talk about? That he's been, how good of a player Preston Smith been in the league so far in his career, and also what can he bring to the table now at this juncture. So his career was 12 sacks. That was in 2019. That was his first year in Green Bay with the Packers. Last year, he had a combined 4.5 sacks with 2 teams. Total of 32 combined tackles and 19 assisted last year with the Packers in combination with the Steelers. The year before that, he had 8 sacks in 2023 with 48 combined tackles and 20 assisted. The year before that, in 2022, 59 tackles and 8.5 sacks, and then 2021, 9 sacks or 38 combined tackles. He also has 5 interceptions in his career, 1 with the Redskins in 2016, 2 with the Redskins in 2017, 1 with them in 2018, and 1 with the Packers in his first year there in 2019. So at this point of career of Preston's career, you can expect anywhere between 3.5 sacks to 6.5 sacks, I think, at this point of his career. But what we brought him to do is to be a great presence in the run game, to set the edge in the run game, as these 2 interior defensive tackles have played great the first couple of weeks at stopping the run in Javon Kinlaw and Deron Payne. The law firm of Payne and Kinlaw is here. So shout out to those 2 boys out there playing great ball in the interior, stopping the run. And Preston Smith is supposed to do what Dietrich Wise was supposed to do, which is set the edge, which Dietrich did a very good job in the first 2 weeks before getting hurt on Thursday night. Stinks. But yeah, welcome back, Preston Smith, though, man. ACCR Carson asks, is Jamison Crowder out there? Yes. They just don't want to resign JC Ice. Fun fact, I did meet Jamison Crowder during our week 2 matchup versus the week 1 matchup versus the Giants. He was there at halftime, so got to kick it with JC Ice during the Santana Moss induction ceremony, the Ring of Fame at halftime of the Giants game. Shout out to Jamison Crowder, the real cool cat, man. I like Jamison Crowder a lot. I think he's a real cool dude. Very great introduction. First impression is always great. Best impression and most important impression. He had a great first impression. Shout out to Jamison Crowder. But yeah, they don't want to resign JC Ice, man. I don't know why. I just don't want to resign JC Ice. I really like the receivers they have. Maybe if Noah Brown goes to IR, maybe we can have that conversation. But definitely might just bring up Ja'Cory Brooks. They might sign Jameson Crowder back on the practice squad. I mean, give him a call if they need him. I think he's on speed dial if they really need Jameson Crowder. But also, other than playing a receiver right now with Jalen Lane's a new punt returner, what else does Jameson Crowder bring? It's another thing you got to understand too. If he's only playing wide receiver and not special teams, he's on the back end of the roster. There's no point bringing a guy like that, unless Jalen Lane goes down or Noah Brown is severely injured for a while and just can't play for 3 or 4 weeks. Maybe might bring the Jameson Crowder. So we'll see. We'll see. But back to Preston Smith. Preston Smith is going to be a nice addition. I think he's solid. I think he'll eventually will start for the Commanders at some point this season. I think Javonte John Baptiste is more of a role player at this time of his career. I want to kind of keep it that way. Same with guys like Von Miller and Jacob Martin. They have a role. I don't want their role expanded too much, and I don't want them to play too much because I don't think they're great in the run game. I think that Vaughn can bring you something in the run game, even at the very, 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 very ripe age of 36 years of age. But I don't think that guy like Jacob Martin, with his very lean stature, can bring you anything in the run game. So you had to bring in a guy like Preston Smith. This made perfect sense. Welcome back to Preston Smith, aka P Boogie, as Louis T would like to call him. I'm glad he's back though. I like Preston. I think he's a solid football player. I think he'll bring some really solid attributes to the Washington Commanders in his second stint with the new name. He was a Redskin. Now he's a Commander. So shout out to Preston Smith. Now, another thing I want to talk. He'll be wearing the number 52, by the way. Shout out to Nikki Javallo for that tweet. There's some other things that the Commanders have done over the past 72 to 96 hours or so, ever since the game on Thursday. I've not really been looking at anything. I mean, I've been looking at stuff, but I haven't had a chance to really talk to you guys about it. The only thing I really talked about was the Jaden Daniels situation. We'll talk about that today too. So let's look at the tweets from the beat writers today. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh. So we'll look at everything else. I'll go all the way back to maybe about 4 days ago. So Preston will be wearing number 52. Shout out to Nicky Javal for that tweet. Quinn on trying to fill in a blocking void with John Bates. Possibly missing time with, I think, a groin injury. He's also hurt right now. It won't be exactly the same way, just plug and play. It's something that will be difficult in that spot. Well, let's see where we are Friday. So we'll take the wait and see the approach with John Bates. I think he's gonna be out Sunday, more than likely, but we'll see what happens. Ben Sinnott, it's time for him to step up, bro. I'll have a much deeper video about Ben Sinnott this week as well. Yeah, so that's the same thing. Quinn says he's more encouraged by Noah Brown after calling him a long shot on Monday, but still won't know about his stats until Friday. He's one of the most competitive guys, Quinn said. So I don't think Noah's gonna go this week, if I want to be honest with you, but I hope he does. But he didn't play well on Thursday night anyway. But short week, it's just it's really tough. I don't know. Really tough situation if you are a Commanders fan right now. No Brown Price today, obviously. That's obvious. Quinn said they have a vision for running back Chase Edmonds. We did sign Chase Edmonds to the practice squad a couple days ago. Did talk about that. I think it's interesting. He's a speed back who can bring you some pass catching ability, things of that nature. Very similar to Austin Eckler, just not at the level Austin brought it to you, but he's still serviceable nonetheless. They have vision for Chase Edmonds, but how long that takes, we'll see. We'll take a few weeks to see where we stand with that. So, Chase Edmonds will eventually be elevated to this roster. Just probably gotta get acclimated to the offense, things of that nature, and try to figure out what his true role is. But yeah, he'll be on this roster pretty soon, on the active roster. That is. So he looked really good in the workout, by the way. Shout out to Zach Selby for that as well. And I think he got engaged recently. So shout out to you, Zach. Congratulations to you, sir. Yeah, so 2018 Washington Redskins players on the 2025 Washington Commanders team. Josh Johnson, 1-year deal. Brian Kerrigan, now assistant linebackers coach. Deron Payne, Preston Smith on a 1-year deal. Jeremy Reeves, 1-year deal, and Tress Way, 1-year deal. Shout out to these 2018 Washington Redskins being either on the coaching staff in Ryan Kerrigan's case and still on a NFL roster in the other guy's case. That's pretty cool. I'm really, really, really proud of these guys for coming here and still being here, which is a beautiful thing. In Jesus' name. Jaden Daniels practice today. Not who's surprised he didn't practice today, right? I don't think Jaden's gonna practice till Friday. I really believe that. We won't get he didn't practice today, but he did have a rehab throwing session, which we'll talk about in the tweets a little bit later. Dan Quinn said they discussed Preston Smith for a while. With Dietrich Wise Jr. out for the season, they wanted to add strength at 265 pounds. Smith added some strength. Also versatile. He played outside linebacker at 3-4 in 2015 and 2018 with the Redskins. But also can rush with a hand in the dirt. One source said he had interest heated up 2 weeks ago. Makes sense. He had been more of a situational pass rusher if they signed him earlier, but now I think he'll be having a much more expanded role. We discussed Preston for a while. We like his size too. Pause. Super pause. So with Dietrich being injured, we added another person to that group. Preston seemed like a good fit. Quinn said Marcus Mariota has been a real standard as a Washington Commander. Expect him to perform and call upon for Sunday's game. I completely agree with this. I think that Marcus Mariota can go out there and do some good things. I really want to see 5 out there, but if 5 is compromised, you can go sit him down, and 8 can go in there and do some good things. And we'll see what Marcus Mariota can do. He has an Achilles injury that don't know is fully 1,000% healed yet himself. So let's also keep that in mind. Dan Quinn said Jaden Daniels not practice today. Said he threw on the field today and had a really good rehab session. Said he will know more Friday about stats for Sunday. We're going to be smart, not just fast, Quinn said. Called it a good start to the week for him. So he's playing Sunday, guys. I really believe that. But. We will see. Now, Dan Quinn says about Max Crosby, he's an absolute savage of a player. We'll all have to play better. Completely agree. Max Crosby's an animal, just like Micah is, but he's a different type of animal, though. Like, he just destroys people. Like, Micah can split double teams and all that. Max can do the same thing, but Max is stronger and it's kind of scary. Quinn said Daniels would need to get practice time with the rest of the team this week before they will feel comfortable clearing him for Sunday's game. Makes sense. I think he's practicing Friday. We're going to see Jaden Daniels practice on a limited basis, and he will play Sunday. I'm going to stand 10 toes on that until proven otherwise. Quinn said, it's okay. So it's a bunch of Jaden stuff. All right, so Dan Quinn was addressing the media to begin his press conference. At this point, he brought the Jonathan Jones injury. It is a hamstring injury. He's on short-term IR, and he will return probably sooner than later. So probably a 4-week injury for the wildly vet. Let's look at this, what Linnell Willingham had to say about Jaden Daniels in the offensive line. What he had to say about this.
Jaden Daniels has taken too many hits for my liking to start this year. And it wasn't just in the Packers game. It was in that New York game as well. In terms of does he need to change his play style, the answer for me is no. But I do think there needs to be some discernment with him. There needs to be more diplomatic in protecting himself. He cannot take the volume of hits that he's taken. But if you think that the hits that he's taken is just on him, I think you're a fool. Cliff Kingsbury, I think, shares some of this responsibility. I think the offensive line shares some of this responsibility. When it comes to Cliff, here's the thing. I get it, right? It's not like Cliff is going out and calling 8 to 10 design runs per game, but you're dropping him back so much. When you drop him back, what does he have the option to do? He has the option to scramble. How about just running the football a little bit more? In that first half against the Packers, you ran 27 offensive plays. Only 5 of them were designed runs. You got to have more balance, especially when you're going up against a super formidable pass rush. Why does Jaden Daniels scramble so much? Because he continues to get flushed out of the pocket. Why? Because your offensive line is always in pass pro. Why? Because you don't run the football enough. Why? We don't know the answer to that question. I think it's very clear here what needs to happen moving forward and what the solution to this problem is. I think if you ran the football more, like Anthony said, maybe it's under center, the backs have to touch the football more in order for Jayden Daniels to remain healthy.
Completely agree with that wholeheartedly. We need to run the football more. We totally need to run the football more in order for this team to really do what they need to do offensively. Completely agree with that. So that was kind of a rundown about everything. Noah Brown, I don't think he's officially out for Sunday. We'll see how he looks Friday. Same with Jaden. We'll wait and see with JD5. I don't know. Jonathan Jones heading to IR. That stinks because Noah Ibn looks like absolute garbage right now. I probably should have traded him. Yeah, I mean, we probably should have moved him when I started to think about it. Probably should have got that 5th round pick you could have got for him. But Jonathan Jones heading to IR, so now Noah Ibn going to play more. Mikey hasn't looked great. Mikey has been solid for the most part, but he's struggled a little bit too at times. Marshawn Lattimore has been dog water. Dog water. D-O-G water. Terrible. Trey Amos has been the guy. Has been flashing, has been shining, has been doing some good things. But welcome Preston Smith, though, man. Welcome Chase Edmonds. I think we also had called up Tay Martin from we signed up to the practice squad. Signed a couple guys to practice squad as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this continues to go over time. But yeah, I think it's going to be tough for a guy like Noah Brown to go. I think Jaden's going Sunday. I really believe that wholeheartedly. It just makes too much sense for him not to play Sunday. So I think he's going to go Sunday. If it feels up to me, and I was a betting man, I think Jaden's going to go Sunday. I think Noah's going to be out. I think a guy like John Bates will be out. I think we're going to have Jonathan Jones out for a month. I believe that eventually Preston Smith is going to start for this team. I think he's going to give you a nice 3.5, 4 sack season this year in his limited pass rushing reps, but I think he'll be great against the run, which we're just really looking for. I think that Payne and Kinlaw are going to continue to eat just because I like watching from the first 2 weeks from them guys. I had like a 2-week evaluation, 2-week report card on this team going into the paddock, going to the Raiders game. I just think we want to win this game. We're going to have to really stop the run. We're going to have to Preston Smith going to play a ton. Not a ton, but like at least 10 to 15 snaps. Javonte John Baptiste's going to play 10, 15 snaps. It's going to be like a huge rotation, keeping guys fresh. And we got to stop Andrew Gentry, bro. Like, and we got to stop guys like Bijan Robinson. We got Bijan Robinson. We got Marion Hampton down the pipeline. Pause. You got DeAndre Swift down the line as well. Javonte Williams playing some good ball, man. So we got some running backs that we got to say, no, you can't run today. No, you can't run today. No. You can't let them run. We can't let them run. Gotta make them one-dimensional. You gotta make a guy like Gino. Gino. Oh no, he did it again. Another interception. Gotta make him do that again. Gotta make him do that some more. He leads the league with 4 picks already, so let's continue to make him do that. But yeah, that's pretty much for today's live stream. I will have a video at 6:00 talking about this whole JD5 injury situation. It'll be a rant. It'll be a huge rant. Tomorrow I'll give you guys a 2-week report card how this team is doing, and things I like from the team, what I don't like from the team so far. And then Friday will be a game preview at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully with Juan Gotti. We'll see. If it's not Juan Gotti, it'll be somebody. It'll be another Commanders YouTuber hopping on with me to do the game preview. Maybe even Corey on the Warpath. Try to hit one of these guys up. But yeah, So next time, I'll comment, subscribe to the channel. Road to 8,000 subscribers. Have a great one. Comment your thoughts on this live stream. And I will catch you guys later on this evening at 6 o'clock p.m. So next time, peace.